And we're back. Did you miss me? Of course you did. I'm still delightful. I didn't change overnight. You still love me because you didn't change overnight either. I apologize if I look windblown. We just went for a very brisk walk outside, and I was walking so fast the wind just went into my hair. Could have been a tree branch, but whatever. Buy into my delusion. I was exercising, so at least that's a good thing, right? So we're reading Almost Odis by me, Dusty Thompson. Buy your copy. If you already have a copy, buy another copy. Because you mean you can have 2, you can have 3, you can have 12. You have expendable cash. Nobody's been shopping your coronavirus, except for y'all in the South going on vacation like there's no corona nowhere. So God bless. So we are on page 251, Sunday, May 26, 2013. If your duck doesn't speak Spanish, will it answer? Prayer has been in the news a lot lately, from Oklahoma to the people on Duck Dynasty. And I have felt a connection to both. For one half of 3rd grade, my nomadic family lived in Moore, Oklahoma. It's a suburb of Oklahoma City. Someone recently asked me if I ever watched Duck Dynasty. Is that show still on? Is that still a thing? I have no idea. I must admit I had not up to that point, but I caught an episode the last time I was in D.C. at a conference. As a side note, am I the only one who pictures a duck in a sequin gown with huge shoulder pads when someone mentions the show? Just imagine like Crystal Carrington with blonde hair and shoulder pads and a duck beak. And then Alexis with the updo and all the last names. Could 2 ducks get in a fight in a fountain like they did? Wouldn't they just float? Anywho, I didn't really know what to expect other than familiarity, seeing as how the Robertson family is from where I'm from. West Monroe, Louisiana is about 75 miles from my birthplace, Lake Providence, Louisiana. And I must admit their family is not unlike mine, except the Thornton Thompson family has more funny stories and less facial hair, but about the same amount of camouflage. As a side note, I was just reading my baby book the other day. I was going through and organizing things, and my mother wrote in my baby book that I was born with a double chin, so it's not my fault. Just saying. I have it written down, it's documented. Now, I'm about to tell on myself, but I feel in the interest of full disclosure, I must admit I did not attend church this past Sunday. And it wasn't to watch football either. I was tired and various other things which are not good excuses, but I simply did not go. Luckily, God does not have a last nerve. So my backslidden but forgiven self went to meet my new friend Julie for brunch. We met at Starbucks when I complimented her gorgeous robin's egg blue purse. Over brunch, we talked about many things, one of them being the dad's lifelong aversion to church. As we have previously discussed, he has not been the greatest of fans of the church itself. While he professes to believe church and loving Jesus are good things, he won't go so far as to actually participate in word or deed unless the words are no pancakes if you don't go, or the deed is eating at a 5th Sunday dinner on the ground. While Presbyterians will have coffee and donuts before the service, there hasn't been a time in the last 2 years where I have witnessed a cheese-covered casserole, and it hurts me to my very core, y'all. Like, for real. Although I do not have to have the promise of food to get me to the church on time, it doesn't hurt to have access to some good groceries every now and again. Can I get an amen? I will say this, even though we are in Southern California and there are no Baptists about to cook a casserole, Alex Albright is like an old Southern lady in that he cooks casseroles and other things. So thank you, Alex, for your deliciousness that you always cook. Is it a shameless plug for a baked good? Yes. Yes, it is. To be fair, the dad has attended about 3 times in the last 2 years, which is quite the feat considering he attended the same number of times in the previous 20 years. The first Sunday he attended with me, I took him to our 9:30 contemporary service, whereupon he accused me of joining a cult as the worshipers had the gall to clap along with the singing and actually seemed to enjoy themselves. How dare someone enjoy church? Baptists don't enjoy church. Old guard Southern Baptists are like the Anglicans, who sweat because they believe in their heart of hearts anyone who shows any emotion in church other than wretched heartache over their sins is secretly aligned with the unclean, and raising your hands in worship is akin to speaking in tongues and rolling around on the floor like they do at those other churches like Assembly of God or Maranatha Bible Church. No offense, now I don't know what Maranatha means, but from what I gather it is not to frown while singing. That's what Baptist means in Latin. You heard it here first. Speaking of prayer, the dad needs some right now, as unlike Jesus, I do have a last nerve and he is clogged dancing on it. Now, only would he wake me up this morning by cooking pinto beans with a ham bone at 5 a.m., but I just discovered he ate my leftover quesadilla for his snack between breakfast and his official snack, even though he admitted wasn't too good, but I ate it anyway. To top it all off, he apparently decided he prefers my garden salsa sun chips to his pork skins and tried to sneak switch the bags on our respective pantry shelves, as I wouldn't notice if I was eating chicharrones, because even when I'm angry, I'm at the very least bilingual. I think we can all agree on that. And I will say adios, bienvenue, bye. Thanks.